Pakistan, a land full of culture, emotion, history, and dreams. A country where every home holds stories passed from one generation to another, where every street echoes with life, where every new day brings hope. But within this land of beauty and resilience, there is another story unfolding quietly. A story written not with ink, but with numbers so powerful that they shape the future of an entire nation. These numbers speak of a rising population, a rapid surge of new lives entering the world faster than ever before. According to the latest global population figures, an astonishing 786 babies are born in Pakistan every single hour, every 60 minutes, every moment the clock ticks. These numbers mean that in just one day, nearly 19,000 new lives are welcomed into this country. In a single year, more than 6.8 million babies take their first breath in Pakistan. With each passing hour, the population grows, contributing almost 5% of all children born across the entire world. To understand the magnitude of this, consider the global comparison. India leads the world with 2,651 births every hour. China follows with over 1,000. Nigeria welcomes 857 babies per hour. And then comes Pakistan, with 786 births per hour, placing the country fourth in the world. This rank places Pakistan ahead of massive nations like Indonesia, Ethiopia, the United States, and Bangladesh. This surge of life is so immense that it changes Pakistan's global profile, its economic trajectory, its social responsibilities, and its long-term destiny. The birth of a child is always a blessing. Every infant brings with them dreams, innocence, hope, and the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. But when millions of children are born every year in a country already struggling with its economy, its education system, its hospitals, its food supply, and its infrastructure, then the blessing becomes a challenge that requires preparedness, planning, and responsibility. Experts warn that Pakistan's population is growing much faster than its economic progress. If this trend continues, the population could double within a few decades, rising to more than 450 million people by the year 2050, twice the current population. Twice the pressure on hospitals, twice the demand for food, twice the competition for jobs, twice the burden on schools, twice the struggle for water and electricity. The land will remain the same, the resources will remain limited, but the number of mouths to feed will multiply again and again. The question is, why is Pakistan witnessing such a rapid rise in population? The answer lies deep within cultural traditions, social expectations, economic barriers, and limited government attention. For generations, the idea of a large family has been considered a symbol of blessing, respect, strength, and emotional comfort. Many families believe that having more children means more support in old age, more hands for household work, more security, and a stronger presence in society. This mindset continues to live strongly today, especially in rural and low-income areas where families see children as their biggest asset. Another major reason is the lack of awareness and access to family planning. Millions of married couples still do not receive information, counseling, or modern methods that allow them to plan when and how many children they want. Many women do not have the freedom to make decisions about their own reproductive health. As a result, pregnancies often happen one after another, leading to larger families and closely spaced births. Early marriages also play a huge role. A large number of girls in Pakistan marry before the age of 19. When a woman marries very young, her reproductive years are longer, which naturally increases the chances of having more children. This results in more pregnancies, more births, and larger family structures that repeat across generations. One of the most influential factors is the limited rate of female education. Studies around the world show that when women are educated, fertility rates automatically drop. Educated women marry later, plan their families better, raise healthier children, and contribute to the workforce. But in Pakistan, millions of girls are unable to complete their education. Some drop out after primary school, others after middle school, and many never get a chance to study at all. This lack of education keeps them vulnerable to early marriage, early pregnancy, and reduced awareness of family planning.
Social pressure also intensifies the situation.
In many households, women face immense pressure to become mothers immediately after marriage. In some families, the pressure becomes emotional, sometimes even psychological, especially when it comes to producing sons. This pressure leads to rapid pregnancies regardless of the family's financial condition, health situation, or readiness. Additionally, Pakistan has not implemented strong nationwide strategies to slow population growth. Unlike China's strict policies, Bangladesh's strong awareness campaigns,
or Iran's massive health reforms, Pakistan's efforts have been limited,
inconsistent, and often overshadowed by political instability.
Without structured programs and continuous awareness, the population continues to rise, and this rise is not just a number.
It is a story that will shape Pakistan's future for decades to come. Millions of new children entering the world every year means millions of futures that need food, shelter, healthcare, education, safety, opportunities, and hope. The question remains, is Pakistan prepared for the enormous responsibility of nurturing so many lives? This is just the beginning of the journey. The real impact of Pakistan's growing population lies ahead in its economy, its hospitals, its schools, its jobs, its cities, and its natural resources. The future of the nation depends on how today's challenges are handled. As the number of births continues to rise,
one of the first areas that feels the pressure is the economy.
Every new child born in Pakistan becomes part of a system that is already stretched thin.
The nation's economic growth has not kept pace with the rapidly increasing population,
creating a widening gap between what people need and what the country can provide. When millions of new citizens require healthcare, education, clean water, food, and future employment,
but the national income grows only slowly,
the imbalance becomes unavoidable. Every family dreams of raising their children with comfort,
security, and hope, but rising populations make these dreams harder to achieve.
Jobs become more competitive, and as more young people enter the workforce each year, the unemployment rate climbs. With millions of new babies born annually, Pakistan's youth population grows dramatically,
creating both an opportunity and a threat.
If this large population finds jobs, the country could thrive. But if employment remains scarce, frustration, poverty, and inequality continue to spread.
A growing population also means increased prices of everyday necessities.
Food becomes more expensive,
land becomes more valuable,
rent increases,
and the cost of raising children rises silently year after year.
Families who once believed that having many children would bring support in old age begin to struggle financially,
facing expenses they never expected.
In many homes, parents sacrifice their own needs to feed and educate their children,
yet still find it difficult to provide a stable future. Hospitals are another major area impacted by the rising population.
With nearly 19,000 births every day, the healthcare system is overwhelmed.
Many public hospitals operate beyond their capacity,
with long waiting lines,
limited staff, and shortages of medicine and equipment.
Doctors and nurses work tirelessly, but the number of patients continues to grow faster than the healthcare infrastructure.
Pregnant women, newborn babies, and young children often face delays in receiving medical care. Especially in rural areas where facilities are limited, maternal and child health becomes
a major concern when families grow too quickly.
Closely spaced pregnancies make it difficult for mothers to recover, increasing complications during childbirth.
Limited awareness,
lack of female health workers, and insufficient medical guidance leave many women with unanswered questions and unmet needs. As the number of babies born rises, these healthcare challenges become more severe,
affecting not just families but the nation's overall well-being. Education is another cornerstone affected by population growth.
Pakistan already faces shortages of schools, teachers, classrooms, and educational materials.
When millions of children enter the school system every year, the pressure becomes overwhelming. Class sizes expand far beyond recommended levels,
leaving teachers responsible for 40, 50, or even 60 students at a time. The lack of resources lowers the quality of education, affecting the future of an entire generation. Many children drop out early, unable to keep up due to crowded classrooms. long travel distances, or family financial struggles. For a country to progress, its children must be educated, skilled, and prepared for the future. But when classrooms overflow and educational opportunities fail to match the growing demand, the cycle of poverty continues. A child who drops out of school is more likely to become part of the unskilled workforce, limiting his or her ability to break free from financial hardship. As each generation struggles, the cycle repeats. Urban areas become even more crowded as families move from villages to cities in search of better opportunities. Cities like Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad are expanding rapidly, but not fast enough to keep up with the rising number of people. Roads become congested. Public transport